Thank you so much for tuning in to Merrimack TV's live coverage of the Merrimack High School Varsity Tomahawks volleyball team taking on the Varsity Concord Tide. We're playing volleyball today, folks. My name is Nicholas LaValle. I'm the Town of Merrimack's Media Services Coordinator. Thanks so much for tuning in to Merrimack TV, whether you're watching on Channel 21 or a brand new high-definition channel, 1071 on Comcast. Or maybe you're watching on a streaming device. You can watch our channels on your Roku, Apple TV, or Amazon Fire by downloading Cablecast ScreenWeave. That's Cablecast ScreenWeave, a free app on your streaming device. We're also available in HD at merrimacktv.com. We're so happy to be here. The Town of Merrimack TV is the Town of Merrimack's media division. We're funded by franchise fees from Comcast cable subscribers here in Merrimack. We've got a community TV studio located at 6 Babusick Lake Road. I'm the department head, and I'm also joined by our Assistant Media Services Coordinator, Justin Slez, back at the Town Hall TV studio. And today, we're fortunate enough to have our own MVP, a volunteer, resident volunteer on play-by-play. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brian Gagnon.
Thank you very much, Nick LaValle, and welcome to Merrimack, as we have some varsity volleyball for you tonight. And Merrimack gets the first 2 points of tonight's game against a very strong Concord team. Concord coming into tonight's match with a record of 5-2. That's good for third, I think tied for third right now. Yes, tied for third in Division I. And that's a big reason why right there. Kills like that. That was Ava Trento, sophomore. And Merrimack coming into today with a 2-6 record. They've really struggled in the last couple of weeks since our last broadcast. Looking to put it all together here today. Concord ties this match this game at 2-2. This is number 8, Sarah Taylor. She's a sophomore. And her serve hits the line, and Concord gets the point, 3-2. Her second consecutive ace. Well, those of you tuning into the JV broadcast, classic foot and mouth moment. Apparently JV plays best of 3. And that second game win by Concord won the match. So they play a third game in JV just for the heck of it, no matter what.
I should have known something was up, Ryan, because I saw the varsity team making their way to the other side of the court when the score was barely in the teens. So,
well, and what's funny about that is I was waxing poetic that whole end of the game about how much volleyball knowledge I had acquired, and
all the research that you did,
my volleyball neighbors and my volleyball wife, and.
And you know what, perfect. Brian? I think I'm going to give Brittany Gagnon a call today. I think it's time that we tag your wife into doing play-by-play. Oh, wait, this is the last volleyball game we're
That's
covering.
right. Yeah. Maybe next season, right? Well, that's Lily Marshall on the serve. And a nice return by number 19, Katie Martell, one of the senior captains for Concord, and she'll take a seat in favor of the libero, Peyton Trento, another senior captain. And Trento will take the serve here. Kept in play here by Merrimack. Good play by Petroselli to knock it over the net. Little floater by number 9, Brooke Wyatt. Wyatt jumped up there looking like she was going in for the kill and really floated it over the Merrimack defense. Excellent job by Concord. And they're up to a 5-4 lead in game 1. Well, they play that one off the ceiling. Nice job by Merrimack to get that over. And an excellent job there by their libero, Emily Winefield. And a double hit is called. And it will be Concord ball. They retain the service. 6-4 here in game 1. Peyton Trento on the serve. She's the libero today for Concord. Some discussion about some substitutions, or some formation rather. Trento with the serve. Perfect serve by Trento right in no man's land. And she gets the ace. So right now, Concord with a 7-4 lead. Bournemouth puts it up. Winefield able to keep that in for Merrimack. Winefield now on the bump. And she knocks it way out of bounds for Merrimack. Couldn't quite get the wrist down on that. And she knocks it into the hallway. 8-4 tied. Petroselli keeps it alive for Merrimack. Couldn't quite get it over the net. 9-4 in favor of Concord. Concord comes into tonight tied with Bishop Girton and Pinkerton with a 5-2 record. That's good for third place in Division 1. We're going to call a carry there on number 3, Harley Twofoot. The only teams ahead of Concord are Hollis, Brookline, and Dover at 6-1, and of course Bedford at 8-0. Concord gets another point there, another ace. What a run here by Peyton Trento. This is 6 points in a row now for the Crimson Tide. And that one drilled right off of Winefield. 12-4, and Merrimack's going to get a timeout. So Concord got off to a little bit of a slow start, but I think they found their groove here as they lead it 12-4 in the middle of game number 1. And I'm certain, Nick, that this one is best of 5 at the varsity level. What's funny is I mentioned to you last week when we came in, we were trying to figure out when the JV game was going to end, and I said, I think JV plays best of 3. For some reason, that eluded me this week. But nonetheless, 12-4 our score. Occasionally you'll put your foot in your mouth in these moments. Happened to me on more than one occasion. Trento keeps the service for Concord, and she knocks that one out of bounds. Merrimack ball. So Peyton Trento, nice run there for the Crimson Tide. And we have a substitution for Merrimack. Number 11 enters the game. That is Gianna Maglio for Merrimack. On the serve, Lily Petroselli. She is a sophomore, 5'11". She's one of the hitters for this team. Petroselli, big hit there on the line, and it will be a point to the Tomahawks. Petroselli back on the serve after that ace. Looking for another one here. Concord gets it over, and that one is out of bounds. Merrimack points. 12-6 is our score. 2 points for Petroselli on this service. Twofoot puts it up. KB with a little tip. And oh, what a stop by Petroselli. And they couldn't quite get it over. That ball was rattling around up in the rafters there. Somehow Petroselli came up with that ball. They're going to check on her, make sure she's all right. She took a shot there from Concord. I don't know how she got that one. (13-6) in favor of the Tide. And number 21, Ellie Cox, another senior captain. on the line for the Crimson Tide. 2 foot, puts it up, and a big block of Julia Bradley. That was Cox on the block, along with number 24, Kennedy Craig, and number 25, Peyton Trento, or number 23, Elizabeth Glynn. Big block there by Bournemouth and Maglio. Petrucelli gets the point for Merrimack. Well, for you girls basketball fans, you'll definitely notice the name Elizabeth Glynn. She's one of the better players in girls basketball in the state, and hopefully we'll see her this year. A lot of regional play last year in the basketball. So we did not see Concord last year. Kaylee Bournemouth also on the girls basketball team, and she'll be subbed out right now in favor of Marissa Cray. All right, and here's Cray on the serve. Little tip by Concord. Elizabeth Glynn on the tip. Cray, of course, just playing in that JV game. One of the crossover players. Nice bump by Winefield. Knocked over by Emma Rand, the senior, and a point for Merrimack, as they get this to 15-8. Coming into the game for Merrimack, number 10, Lily Marshall, one of the outside hitters. Marshall, Maglio, and Rand up front for Merrimack. Rand's got to knock it over. She gets it down. Little tip over by Concord. They set up Rand again. Rand is blocked by Blinn. Nice keep by Merrimack, and Marshall gets the point for the Tomahawks. Great job by Marshall, Maglio, and Rand up front against Blinn. And it's 15-9. This is Julia Bradley on the service for the Tomahawks. Big serve, but just out of bounds. 16-9 in favor of the Tide. Number 19, Katie Martell, checking back into the game. And that's Blinn on the serve. Just got a piece of the line. 17-9 is our score.
Thanks for watching Merrimack TV. Follow us on Twitter at Merrimack TV. Find us on Facebook. Just search for Merrimack TV. If you comment on our most recent Facebook post or respond to our most recent tweet, let us know where you're watching, who you're cheering for, how you're watching, whether that's on our streaming device or our website or our cable channel. We'll try to give you a shout out. Find us on social media, Merrimack TV.
Another solid point here by Merrimack. Playing a very good first game here, 17-10 against a very tough Concord team. They knew they were going to have their hands full here tonight. What a drive by Maglio, or a serve rather. And that ball goes out of bounds. 18-10 Tide. Mia Mantini into the game for Merrimack. She'll replace Maglio. And for Concord, number 15 and number 10, we have Ashley Claherty. I'm going to attempt that name. we'll go with Claherty. And number 10, Ava Trento into the game. Oh, what a spike there by number 8, Sarah Taylor. (19-10) Tide. We are in game number 1, best of 5. Here from the H. Dana Taylor Gymnasium in Merrimack. There's the set. Nice try there by Petrucelli. Couldn't quite get it high enough. And Concord has doubled up the Tomahawks right now. It is 20-10. Winefield. Get it out to number 10, Lily Marshall, and she knocks it down. So Bournemouth back into the game for Merrimack. She will replace Marissa Cray. And number 3, Harley Twofoot, replacing Emma Rand. And this will be Harley on the serve. Her serve just gets a piece of the net. Somehow Concord keeps that alive. And a hard fall by Winefield.
I thought that ball was heading our direction, Brian.
That's what it looked like for a second there. Going to have to put my skills to use there, Nate. 21-11.
For those that don't know, Brian did play junior high rec league volleyball. So he's got the skills.
Good set by Twofoot. Petrucelli gets it over. They set up Concord. Nice tip by number 9, Brooke Wyatt. That was perfectly executed. Wyatt is a freshman. She's one of 2 freshmen on this team, along with Katie Blinn. Bournemouth, little tip. Bournemouth tried to set it, she couldn't quite get under it there. And the point goes to Concord, 23-11 in favor of the Tide. Here in game number 1. Winefield puts it up, Twofoot. Bradley couldn't get it over, or Marshall rather. And we have game points in game number 1. Concord looking to finish off Merrimack in this first game. Marshall, nice hit. Ball goes up in near the rafters. And they'll stay alive for another point as Brooke Wyatt knocks it into the net. 24-12 in favor of Concord. And this will be Winefield on the serve. Ace for Winefield. Beautiful shot. Winefield is a junior. She's the libero for Merrimack, and we now know what a libero is. She wears the different colored jersey and plays only the back row. Bradley with a kill for Merrimack. And they're staying alive in this first game, 24-14. Still got a ways to go, however. They need 11 more points in a row to take this first game. Actually, 12 in a row. And that one is spiked through the net by number 9, Brooke Wyatt, 24-15. I suppose I'd take that back. They would only need 9 to keep this alive, but it would be quite a run. Oh, 24-16. That's 6 in a row. Quite a service here for Winefield. And her serve goes long, 25-16 in favor of Concord. They will take game 1 here tonight in Merrimack. So Concord with a 25-16 win in game number 1. We play best of 3. And we'll see if we can get some folks to.
Let's see.
Get some folks to wave here.
Almost.
We got a few. There we go.
There we go. Got a few Tomahawks fans. Cool.
Great to have the fans back here, as always. Good crowd on hand today for this volleyball match. Thank you for joining us on this Monday afternoon, Monday evening, as we.
There we go.
There we go. We get the attention of the back row.
Awesome.
So this is game 2 of our doubleheader. Volleyball this afternoon.
Yep.
Happy you could join us right here on Merrimack TV.
Absolutely. Thanks for watching Merrimack TV. If you're watching on our cable channel 21, you can watch in HD on 1071. Watch Merrimack Tomahawk action in high definition. If you'd rather stream this content, you can download Cablecast ScreenWeave on your Roku, Apple TV, or Amazon Fire device. So if you're watching locally on cable and you've got friends and family in a different state, tell them go to merrimack.tv.com, watch the action live, or download Cablecast ScreenWeave to a streaming device.
I'm an Amazon Fire guy, Nick, and let me tell you, I'm excited that.
Yeah, you were telling me you were watching the Nashua BG game on Saturday night.
Absolutely. Yep. Able to stream that one and crystal clear HD. It was outstanding.
Pretty awesome. I was actually watching the game, parts of the game in Manchester on a Roku. So.
Mm-hmm. Now, not the result we were looking for the Tomahawks, but nonetheless, thanks to our friends over at ETV for covering that one.
Yeah,
Nashua ETV.
Pete Johnson, Nashua ETV. Pete and his crew do an excellent job.
Now, speaking of ETV, they have one on Friday night between Nashua South and Nashua North.
That's got to be fun.
Was a game for the ages.
That was on Friday.
If you haven't checked that game out, I suggest checking out Nashua ETV, South versus North. My goodness, what a football game. I'll spare you the details if you haven't seen it. It is phenomenal. One of the best football games I've seen in a long time. Right here we got girls volleyball and Merrimack and Concord. Concord taking game 1, 25-16. The JVs also won this afternoon 2 very close games. Merrimack put up a fight in both games. 25-20 in game 1 and 26-24 in game 2. And what turned out to be a game 3 that they just played for the heck of it, 15-12 in favor of Concord. Hey, nobody told us. All right, Merrimack's going to get this started. This is Marissa Cray doing double duty here today, much like us. Petrucelli sets it up for Marshall. And Concord's going to hit it long, and Merrimack gets the first point of game number 2. Here's Cray, the sophomore. Blim with a big hit. Cray digs it up, but knocks it into the stands. Here we got a 1-1 game. All right, on the serve for Merrimack, for Concord is Sarah Taylor. Taylor puts it up, and we got a point for Concord. Katie Martell on the spike. 2-1 our score. As a reminder, we'll have boys soccer for you.
Tuesday.
So a week from tomorrow, correct?
That's right. Tuesday, October 5th. I think the game's at 5, if I'm not mistaken, but you can go to merrimack.tv.com and click on our fall sports schedule of Mark Heimberg providing play-by-play. at games versus Alverin. So next week is kind of Alverin week here in Merrimack because we're playing Hudson Alverin on Tuesday, boys varsity soccer team, and then the football game on October 8th.
All versus Alverin.
That's right. Our play-by-play announcers for the football game is our buddies Dave and Ralph. Now,
Hudson's own Ralph.
Hudson's own Ralph. Now, Ralph would be the first to say that although he, is an Alverin alum, he bleeds Merrimack blue, baby. He wants to see a Tomahawks win.
Absolutely.
But it'll be a great night for football, I'm sure.
Well, close hit there for Jenna Bouchard. She just couldn't quite get it over. We have a 3-3 game. It's a very talented Concord squad. One of the better teams in the state. And Merrimack hanging in there with them here tonight. Kaylee Bournemouth, nice hit. And we have a double hit on Concord. 4-3, our score. Tomahawks take the lead in game number 2. It's been a rough go of it here for Merrimack as they have been wiped out in straight games each of their last 4 matches. So they really desperately need a win here in one of these matches, one of these games tonight. Oh, what a job by Bradley. And they couldn't quite get it over there. Bradley just took one for the team there. On a kill attempt. She was able to get the save. 21-24 into the game now. Ellie Cox and Kennedy Craig in for Concord. Nice dig there by Bradley. She couldn't quite get that up for Maglio. And Concord takes a 5-4 lead in game 2. Good play by Bouchard. Concord needs to get it over here. They do. Petrucelli to Maglio. Maglio's hit was stopped by Concord. Petrucelli in the back row. Nice job. Put up by Cray. And Bradley with the spike for Merrimack. And we're tied at 5. And we have a substitution here. Emma Rand into the game for Marissa Cray. Nice job by Marissa in her second game of the day. Kaylee Bournemouth out as well. Harley 2 foot in, and she'll take the serve. The lefty. Blinn. Wow. That's all I got to say about that one. Good luck to anybody who got in front of that ball. That was Elizabeth Blinn on the kill, 6-5 in favor of the Tide. Sometimes you tip your cap on plays like that. Not much you can do. Petrucelli to Bradley. Nice hit by Bradley in the response by the Tomahawks. Right, we got a good one here, 6-6 in game 2. Julia Bradley says, anything you can do, I can do. She matches that spike, and we're tied at 6. Blinn knocks it out of bounds. 7-6 in favor of the Tomahawks. Trying to take game number 2 here and even this match. Get it to the outside. Tipped over by Merrimack. 2 foot keeps it alive. Petrucelli keeps it alive. And Winefield gets it over. What a job by Merrimack. And a double hit by Concord. What a point for the Tomahawks. Boy, Harley 2 foot right there with the left hand save. And Petrucelli diving to keep that alive. Winefield got it over the net. And a big point for the Tomahawks. They set up Marshall, and she gets the kill. 9-6 Tomahawks. Timeout Concord. What a run by Merrimack. Boy, I'll tell you, a couple of big points there for the Tomahawks. Concord wants to talk it over, try to break up this momentum a little bit. That point with 2 foot and Petroselli and Winefield, that was tremendous. And a huge kill there by Lily Marshall. And you could sense the energy from that Merrimack team. 9-6 is their lead right now. Obviously can't rest on your laurels here against this Concord team. All right, Winefield, the libero, with the serve. And she hits it long. So a well-placed time out there by Coach Flower of Concord. Just enough to break up that momentum and gets the long serve there and gets the service back for Concord. Very well done. Blinn on the serve. And they get a point right back. It's 9-8. Blinn with the hit. Good save by Petroselli, 2 foot. Gets it over to Rand. Rand gets it over. And a big save by Winefield. Maglio able to get it over the net. Good job by 2 foot. And Marshall couldn't get it over. We're tied at 9. 3 in a row for Concord since the timeout. Good hit by Marshall. And inbounds for Concord. That was number 24, Kennedy Craig, on the hit. 10-9 is our score. Four points in a row for Concord. They're a little run going here. Marshall, the tip. Oh, not quite. And they get the point there, 10-10. Boy, Marshall having a nice game for Merrimack. Number 1, Mia Mantini on the service. And she mishits that one. So the point to Concord. Number 15, Ashlyn Clawforty, back into the game. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I'm usually on top of that stuff.
Yeah. I think you're doing a great job, though, Brian.
Here's Marshall. Kept alive by Concord. Here's 2 foot to Marshall. And she puts it down for Merrimack. Another point for Marshall. You can feel the energy in this building tonight. Got some 11-11 is the score.
Serious Tomahawks fans here tonight. Got an excitable group in the stands.
All right, number 8, Marissa Cray on the serve. Cray couldn't get it over. She just missed it. And Concord ahead 12-11. That was Lydia Palmer in the game. She's being subbed out now in favor of Brooke Wyatt. Marshall, another good hit for Merrimack. And a little tip by Brooke Wyatt. Very impressive freshman for this Concord team. They lead 13-11. Marshall on the outside. And kept alive by 2 foot. She's doing it. I'm sorry, by Mantini, rather. Big block by Kaylee Bournemouth and Lily Petroselli. Little shared block there for Merrimack. 13-12. They're hanging right in there in game 2. You can see the confidence start to build a little bit at the end of game 1, and they've carried it over into this second game. Oh, another block for Bournemouth and Petroselli. 2 in a row for the dynamic duo up front. 13 all in game 2. Great match here between these two schools. And this time they go over the top of Petroselli and Bournemouth. Found a way to break the wall. And into the game now is the libero, Peyton Trento, and this is where the first game turned. Last game was her serves. Chance here for Merrimack. What a play by Elizabeth Blinn on the block. 15-13. It was Trento's service that resulted in about 6 or 7 consecutive points in game 1. That will not be the case in game 2 as she knocks one out of bounds. 15-14 our score. We hope you're enjoying today's varsity volleyball game right here on Merrimack TV. Petroselli loses the serve, 16-14. Nick and I doing double duty here today.
That's right. We've got
JV before and
back-to-back games. Spending the whole afternoon here at the H. Dana Taylor Gymnasium in Merrimack. You're watching Merrimack TV. It's happening.
I was going to say, Nick, the sure beats work, but you're actually working.
I am working.
I don't want to rub it in too badly.
I love my job. I'm passionate about community TV, and I have a fantastic staff that shares that same sentiment. We really care about covering community events, your elected board and committee meetings, and helping give residents a voice on the community channel. So.
Out of bounds. Merrimack gets the points.
And these games would not be as exciting to watch if it weren't for volunteers such as yourself, Brian. So thanks again for volunteering today.
Absolutely.
You're listening to Brian Gagnon. He's a resident just like you, and he just stepped up and said, I'll do play-by-play. And he volunteered last year to do the boys and girls varsity basketball games. We covered all the home games. We needed someone for these volleyball games, and Brian stepped up again. So if you want to become involved with Merrimack TV, give us an email. Just merrimackTV@merrimacknh.gov. You can reach me or Justin, and we'll try to get you involved. Or if you want to have a show of your own on the community channel, then you could do that as well.
What a tip by Gianna Maglio. We're tied at 17, folks, in game 2. Raise your hand if you saw this one coming. And Blinn with the big knockdown for Concord, 18-17. It's been a heck of a match between these two. And I tell you, nobody saw this close of a match coming into today's game. But credit to the Tomahawks. They are playing very well here tonight. Bradley's shot just a bit outside, 19-17 our score. And Merrimack coach Timmy Lembro would like a timeout, 19-17 in favor of the Tide. We are in game 2 of the best of 5. Concord has taken game 1. They won game 1 25-16. They also took both games in the junior varsity tonight and won that match. But credit to the Tomahawks. Both the JV and the varsity have played very well tonight. It really made Concord earn every single point. So now on the serve for Concord is the junior Lydia Palmer. Merrimack really needs this game if they want to have a chance here tonight. Petroselli keeps it going, 2 foot, sets up Bradley, and her shot is just a little long. 20-17. As I was saying in the JV game, if you're down 2-0, there's a lot bigger hill to climb than if you're tied after 2 games. So this is a big, big game here for Merrimack. 21-17 our score. Little did I know the JV game was actually over at that point. But
that'll be interesting watching the replay on that one, Brian.
Oh, I can't wait.
We thought there was a heck of a lot more game to be had. Varsity team comes out, starts warming up. We had no idea what was going on.
I'm getting ready to start calling game 3. The varsity's already warming up.
We're doing the best we can here with our limited, definitely my limited sports knowledge. I set up the cameras. You know, I manage the town's media division. We've got this thing live stream, and I rely heavily on volunteers and Brian. We're so lucky to have Brian. So
2 foot, nice job for Merrimack. Palmer knocks it out of bounds. Big point for Merrimack, and it's 22-18. Let's see what they got here.
If you'd like to see our fall sports coverage calendar, you can go to merrimack.tv.com, click on MHS Sports Fall 2021, and there's all the games we're going to be covering. The regular season NHIAA games, that is. We'll have to factor in our playoff schedule.
Well, Lily Marshall back into the game, and we got Julia Bradley on the line. Bradley with that big, powerful serve, and they couldn't get the point. That's going to be a big one for Concord, 23-18. They are 2 away from winning the second game. And they have Elizabeth Boleyn on the line. Boleyn. Well done by Marshall. Marshall into the net. And it's 24-18 Concord. Certainly not over yet, but it is now game point for the Crimson Tide with a 24-18 lead. Off the basketball hoop, and Merrimack able to keep it alive. Marshall up and over for the point. Not dead yet. 24-19. And into the game comes Winefield. Gianna Maglio on the serve. Looking for a big run here. Maglio, nice serve for Merrimack. Blocked by Petroselli. And Concord hits the net. Point to Merrimack.
Merrimack is hanging on here.
24-20. Can they get 4 more to extend this second game? Let's see. Maglio. A good serve. They go over the top. Maglio able to save it. It's off the hoop. Marshall the tip. And nice play by 2 foot to keep it alive. Marshall, left-hand tip. And that'll do it. Concord gets the 25th point of this match. They win it 25-20, or this game, a match game. I'm all over the place right now. So 2-0 in favor of the Tide, but really got to credit Merrimack and how well they played in that second game. Particularly the play of Harley Twofoot in the back row. Some of those saves she made were incredible. Lily Marshall, really good second game. Lily Petrucelli, Kaylee Bournemouth, excellent job up front for the Tomahawks. Let's see if they can carry some of that momentum into game 3. Desperately looking for a win here, as their last win in a game was game 3 here against Memorial 2 weeks ago. So they are really hungry for a win, and they would love to do it against this Concord team. Definitely credit this Concord squad as well. Very, very talented squad. And the Merrimack student section starting to get into it here tonight. We thank you for watching Merrimack TV. My name is Brian Gagnon, and happy to be with you alongside Nick LaValle on the camera tonight. And we wrap up our season coverage of girls volleyball. And first time doing these games. It's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely. What we're trying to do is just, we covered all the home football games last year, all the home boys and girls varsity basketball games. So we just wanted to mix it up this fall, and we're covering the 4 home football games. We wanted to add a couple soccer games, a couple volleyball games, just to add more community event coverage here in Merrimack, create some civic engagement, get people, maybe get some people involved, learning more about what Merrimack TV is, and I think we've successfully done that so far. It's great to see these kids playing sports. Keep in touch. Follow us on social media. You can find us on Twitter at Merrimack TV. You can look for us on Facebook. Just search for Merrimack TV. You can follow us, like our page, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's just a good way to stay informed with what's going on with the town and the school as well. We cover all of your town council, school board, planning board, zoning board meetings, most of which are live. I think we might have more municipal meeting coverage than most towns in New Hampshire.
Game 3 underway here in Merrimack, and Concord gets the first point of game 3. Concord has taken each of the first 2 games here tonight. Concord trying not to look ahead in the schedule, of course. They got Bedford on on Wednesday this week. Bedford undefeated on the season. Set up Marshall. Marshall gets it down. Blinn, big hit, saved by Weinfeld. Bournemouth and number 8, Marissa Cray on that one. Good job by Merrimack again on a spike attempt. That was Marshall. Weinfeld to Bournemouth. To Petrucelli over the net. Weinfeld again, sets it up. Marshall just missed it. And the point to Concord. Boy, another one of those long volleys that Merrimack loses the point on. What a job by Weinfeld in that set. 2-0 our score. Petrucelli puts one down, and it is 2-1. Concord. Well, this Merrimack team working very hard out there. Doing a great job. blocked by Petroselli, but right into the net, and it will be Concord point and Concord service coming up. All right, for Concord, this is Sarah Taylor on the serve. Winefield sets up Marshall. Spike attempt there for Concord, no good. Bournemouth's got to get it over. She does with a little tip. And point to Merrimack. Great job by Kaylee Bournemouth. KB with the point for Merrimack, and it's 3-2. Kaylee having some fun with us earlier after our mishap in the first volleyball broadcast, calling it a basketball game right from the outset. Nice job again by Merrimack. Another point. That was Julia Bradley on the spike. 3-3 our score. Marshall on the serve. Big hit, out of bounds. That was Brooke Wyatt on the hit, just out of bounds, and Merrimack takes the lead 4-3 in game 3. Here's Marshall. They're trying to set up Wyatt. Nice play by Bournemouth to keep it alive. Tipped over by Petroselli. Point to Merrimack. 5-3 our score. This is Lily Marshall, the junior, 5'9". Gonna set up Blinn. Blinn knocks it into the net. Another point for Merrimack, and they lead 6-3 here in game 3. Good run of points here for Marshall. And this ace for Marshall. Right on the back of that line. Looks like didn't even get a piece of that line. Concord just misjudged it. Tomahawks lead 7-3 in game 3. They set up Wyatt. Wyatt, little two-hand tip. Set for Bradley. Bradley throws it over. And they hit the net. 8-3 and a timeout for Jonathan Flower. And Concord, Merrimack leading 8-3 here in game 3. We talked about the importance of carrying the momentum from game 2 into this third game, and I think they've done that so far. Well, once again, with a team like Concord, you really can't rest. You got to keep the foot on the gas here, and it's going to take a lot to obviously win this game today. But I think if you can get one of these next 3 games, if you're Merrimack, I think that's a victory in itself. And I think that's something that Coach Lambert is probably telling her team after the second game. Let's try to get one here, build some momentum. Merrimack back underway later this week. They have games, at Portsmouth and against Auburn on Friday. That was a big hit by Brooke Wyatt, getting the point for Concord once again. Point after the timeout, killing some momentum for Merrimack. So nice job by Concord. And they have Peyton Trento, their senior captain, on the line. Oh, good hustle by Julia Bradley. Couldn't keep it going though, and it's 8-5. Concord trying to stop the bleeding here a little bit. That's a tough ball right there. That's one of those that kind of lands almost on top of the net. Very hard to judge those, and the point goes to Concord. Dug up by Petrucelli. She's going to knock it over on the third hit. Blinn and Wyatt set up, but blocked by Petrucelli and Bournemouth there. Petrucelli couldn't keep it alive. All of a sudden now that 8-3 lead has now dissipated. It is now 8-7. Bournemouth able to get it over for Merrimack. And a point to the Tomahawks. It's a double hit violation. 9-7. And they got Lily Petrucelli on the line. Gianna Maglio checks in for the Tomahawks. She'll replace Mantini. Petrucelli a little low on the serve. Point to the Tide. It's 9-8. Ellie Cox, Kennedy Craig coming into the game for Concord. Well, we have, if you've been with us all afternoon, we thank you for joining us. We had some very entertaining volleyball games between these two schools. Both the JV and varsity levels today. Kaylee Bournemouth knocks that one out of bounds. It's 9-9. Bradley puts it up. Bournemouth's got to get it over. Third hit, she does. Wyatt with the tip. And that one actually went out of bounds, so it will be the point to Merrimack. Bournemouth has done a tremendous job in this game. She'll take a seat. She's done a tremendous job on the front for the Tomahawks. 2 foot. Big left-hand serve. Blinn. My goodness. That ball was crushed. 10-10 our score. You can barely see that one. And a point to Concord, 11-10. This is Brooke Wyatt, the freshman, on the line. 2 foot, sets up Bradley. Tipped partially by Blinn. And Taylor could not dig it up for Concord, and we're tied at 11. Great job by the Tomahawks here, staying alive in this one.
Thanks for watching Merrimack TV, whether you're watching us live or catching the replay. Appreciate you following us on social media. Just find us on Twitter at Merrimack TV or search for us on Facebook. Follow our page and get involved. Merrimack TV, it's happening.
That was an ace for Emily Winefield, the libero. She got a couple of aces in this one. Oh, nice save by Petrucelli, but she couldn't get it up in the air. Hit kind of a line drive. Trying to save that one. We're tied at 12. We're in game 3 of this best of 5. Concord took the first 2 games, not as comfortably as you would think. And nice work by Winefield trying to get there. Concord won the first game tonight, 25-16. They also won game 2, 25-20. Merrimack put a big scare into them in that one, though. Very close third game as well. 2 foot to Marshall. Marshall gets it over. Marshall. Winefield gets it over on the third hit. And a great kill right there for Sarah Taylor. Taylor is a sophomore. You've got some talented underclassmen on this Concord team. Taylor and Wyatt, Ava Trento. Flynn with the serve, out of bounds to Marshall. It's 15-12. Concord trying to pull away here. Here's Blinn. Oh, they couldn't quite get that one over. That's Maglio for Merrimack. 16-12 Concord. Two-foot keeps it in for Merrimack. Petroselli tries to get it down, could not. Wyatt scooped up by a two-foot. Nice work. And that one is on the line. It will be the point to Concord, 17-12. And Coach Tammy Lambro is going to take a timeout for Merrimack. Try to stop the bleeding here a little bit. 17-12 in favor of Concord. I will say, you know, I know as little about volleyball coaching, I think, as anybody here, but the two timeouts called by Concord in this game, the one in the second game, and you know, the one here in the third game where Merrimack was pulling away up 8-3. Since that point, it has been 14-4 in favor of Concord. Very well placed timeouts by this Concord coaching staff, just stopping the momentum and giving these girls a chance to catch their breath a little bit. Hopefully Merrimack will get the same result here, 17-12. Nice job by Rand getting that over the net. Wyatt puts one up into the ceiling on the attempted block. And Concord now up by 6. They have extended their lead. So Bournemouth and Cray will re-enter the game for Merrimack. Emma Rand out. Harley Two-Foot out. And we have this will be Elizabeth Blinn on the serve again for Concord. They've scored, I believe, 5 straight since she's taken over the serve here. But they're playing that bounce really well off the hoop. Blinn's going to get it over. She does. They set up Marshall. And Marshall couldn't get it up over the net. 19-12 Concord. They look to pull away here in game 3. They are 6 points away from a sweep here tonight. Merrimack says not so fast. That was Kennedy Craig on the attempted kill. Looks like she hit the pole that's coming up on the net there. As she pointed up at that. Hard to tell from our vantage point. Maglio, nice tip by Wyatt. Petroselli returns it back. Says no thank you. 19-14. Wyatt tried the little tip and Petroselli said nope. And that's going to be a net violation on Kennedy Craig. Well, this one's not over yet. 19-15. Gianna Maglio behind the line now for Merrimack. Wyatt to Weinfield. Weinfield couldn't get a hold of that one. So that's point number 20 for Concord. They're 5 away from ending this one tonight. Maglio will have a seat for the Tomahawks. Mia Mantini back in the game. Clafferty on the serve. Petroselli. Big kill right there. Blinn got her hands on it, but that was a rocket off the hands of Lily Petroselli. 20-16. Tomahawks staying alive here. And Marissa Cray just missed that one. 21-16. Third hit here for Merrimack. They got to get it over. They do. And a big kill for Brooke Wyatt. Very nicely done by Concord. 22-16. They need 3 more for the win. Mantini. Net violation on number 10, Lily Marshall. Timeout by Merrimack. And they'll look to try to find the answer here. 23-16 is our score. As they are 2 points away from losing this one here today. But, again, they put up quite a fight this afternoon against a very good team from Concord. Merrimack facing Alvern on Friday and Portsmouth this coming Wednesday. Those are their next games. Out of bounds, Concord ball. And they get the point, 24-16. Concord faces Bedford on Wednesday and Nashua South on Thursday. This is match point here for the Tide. Bournemouth puts it over. And a net violation on Wyatt. It'll be Merrimack ball. So they need 7 in a row here from Marshall for this game to continue. Let's see what happens. Marshall with the serve. Bournemouth trying to set up Petroselli. She gets the points. It's not over yet, 24-18. Of course, the next point would result in a win for Concord, so they have to get this to 24 to keep this game alive. So they need 6 more points. One at a time. That one is saved by Petroselli. Bournemouth with the tip. Somehow got that one over. Cray sets it up. Bournemouth and Petroselli each get a hand on that. Wyatt with the kill, and Concord wins it 25-18. And that is the game. So Concord with a 3-0 win tonight, but if you're Merrimack, really got to look at this. You hate to take away moral victories, but at the same time, tremendous job against a very tough opponent tonight. And you got to give credit to the Tomahawks, both the varsity and JV teams tonight for great games.
Brian, I want to thank you for volunteering your time tonight to cover both the junior varsity and the varsity volleyball teams. Fantastic play-by-play coverage. And I think that's, as of now, that's the last game you and I are doing this season as far as regular games goes. But who knows what happens to the playoffs? Who knows if you want to fill in for Dave or Ralph for a football game? Who knows? I'm sure I'll see you. But I want to thank you so much, and everyone here in Merrimack is super grateful that you volunteer your time to do this play-by-play.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
I want to thank you for watching. Please follow us on social media. Just find us, Merrimack TV. And I want to give a big shout-out to Colin Marr, who's back at the Town Hall TV studio today working on some programming about the Angels of Hope ceremony that took place at Abbey Griffin Park on Saturday. Be on the lookout for that Merrimack moment. And Colin Marr also just produced the fire rescues fire truck wet down ceremony. Look for that Merrimack moment on our YouTube channel as well. And of course, Merrimack's golden son, Mr. Justin Slez. Thanks so much for being here tonight and making sure our live stream stayed steady and audio, among other things. So thank you so much, Justin, and thank you for watching Merrimack TV. It's happening.